Something I'm very passionate about is developing your team and developing a kingdom culture within your company, developing a culture of honor and empowerment. It looks like changing the way people think and function in everyday life. There are principles that are out there that we've heard and we learned, but it's something that very few people implement inside the company. They do it inside your church because that's what you do, but inside the workplace, it's every man for themselves. It's dog eat dog. It's promote yourself, push yourself forward. But I want to give you some things that are important for you to be able to implement to actually see your culture change. Number one, the way you change your culture or build your team starts with honoring and empowering them. A culture of honor looks like celebrating who people are. It's valuing who they are, not what they do. Empowering them to be who God has created them to. Part of that is tapping into hearing what God says about them, but also to value what they bring to the table. And as you start to do that, you'll start to see the people that you work with change the way they function, how they approach you, how they approach the work. They'll actually move from employees to from an employee mentality to an ownership mentality or servant mentality, where they take on, this is my company. I want the best for this company, because they feel valued, validated, honored, and celebrated. In order to see a culture built of celebration and honor, it is important that you build courage inside your people. And the way you do that is by encouraging them. You can build a culture of people feeling valued and celebrated by going around and just celebrating who they are, encouraging them for what they did, thanking them for what they've done. You will see people become alive because they feel like you actually want them around. There's another aspect of creating the culture is a new model of leadership. Most of us understand this model of leadership like kind of like a TP, where the top dog's at the top, the CEO's at the top, and everybody else is below. And that creates an environment where everybody has to climb to the top. The only way you move up is by somebody else getting off. But I want to encourage you that there's a new model of leadership, and it looks like this, where you serve from below, that you're serving the people above you, that you're empowering those to succeed, that you're not there just for your own gain, but you're there to see other people succeed at what they're called to do. As you do that, you will see a change in the way people function. They'll give more to you than you ever expected. The profit margins will increase. The value that you bring will increase. The people will love showing up to work because they are in an environment where they is filled with hope and expectation. The other thing that I found within team development is, instead of trying to force people to do things, because you're their boss, that you need to do it. I said it, you need to do it. That you actually create an environment where it's empowering and inspiring versus requiring. That you're empowering them and motivating them to do what they need to do versus requiring and demanding upon them. You begin to change the way you approach it and bring them in as part of the vision. As you do that, your team will begin to feel as though they're part of what you're doing and actually invest more into what they're doing. One other aspect of a new model of leadership is that you lead with a servant's heart. You lead with a vulnerable heart, living authentic before people that you're around, and you empower people around you. If you begin to function as a father or a mother versus a CEO, an executive that demands and has entitlement, but you actually lead from a place of serving those that are around you. You live with a place with authenticity. You live from a place of humility, and you live from a place of being vulnerable. You will watch the people around you come and surround you and encourage and empower you to be successful as well. So I want to challenge you today, and I want to tell you that these key points will actually change your culture. It will change the way your employees function. It will change the way you lead, and not only in your business but also your family.